Happy Friday, everyone, or not so happy, depending on your political orientation. But anyway, this is not a political post. What I do want to talk about today is about stress and overwhelm and how to actually manage that effectively so you can still go forward doing the things that you need to do and have a little more clarity, certainty, and prediction about those things. And so Phenomenal Fitness is going to make a pretty big move coming up within the next 2 months or so. And trying to take a gym and move it from one location to the next is a lot of stuff to do. You got tons of equipment, you've got clients to take care for, you have all the back end stuff to do, you've got flooring you have to build out, and so there's a lot of things that we have to do. And so when operating a business, there's tons of moving parts and there's a lot of things that are going on. And all these things come at you pretty quickly. And so one of the biggest feelings of overwhelm is when you just can't keep up with the things that you're doing. You're just trying to put out fires after fires after fires. And this leads to stress, this leads to overwhelm. And essentially you've got three responses. There's going to be fight, flight, or freeze. And most people either freeze and they're stuck in paralysis by analysis, they can't get anything done. Or there's fight, in which they just try to do everything, and they're constantly go, 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 which just leads to more burnout, which leads to more stress. And then there's flight, in which they just run away, right? They just distract themselves with other things. They're constantly trying to be busy, or trying to preoccupy themselves with other things, rather than things they're actually trying to do. And so in dealing with this overwhelm, when dealing with the stress, it's really important that you effectively know how to manage it so you still have that clear head, so you still have that certainty, and you still have those options available for you, right? And a lot of times we neglect ourselves as a result of trying to take care of the business. But what most people fail to do or realize is that the business is an extension of them, right? So you are the foundation of the business. You are responsible for taking care of you first. And if you have all your efforts, you have all your attention focused on the business and not yourself, guess what's going to happen, right? You're going to be relying on a very shaky foundation. And so it's important that you create space for yourself in order to think clearly so that when you're moving forward, you actually know what's going on. And it's also important that you take care of the basic necessities such as actually sleeping, right? And sleeping well, and hopefully not using alcohol too much as a way to fall asleep, as a way just to shut down your brain, because that's going to result in more fatigue when you wake up. And guess what happens when you're tired? More stress, more overwhelm, more fatigue. And so one of the first things I do with my clients when they're in this type of situation is to really create space to figure out what's actually going on so they're in the right state of mind. Because when you're stressed, when you're overwhelmed, you're essentially in offline mode in your brain, right? You're not really thinking about the future, not really thinking about all the good things that could happen. You're just living in the moment, trying to survive. And when you're just in survival mode, you're not thriving. And so how you get out of that space is by either meditating, taking some quiet time, exercising, reflecting, journaling, whatever it is, so that you're less stressed, so your heart rate comes down, so your anxiety comes down, so you can actually operate your business from a good perspective rather than just being in constant threat, constant anxiety, and constant frustration. And so when working with clients, or even just coaching clients on the floor, personal training, right? You've got clients that come in from bad news they had from their job. It could be a fight they had with their spouse, and they come in all frustrated, all angry. You can just feel the energy, right? You can just feel them being on edge, right? So what you got to do is kind of calm them down, some deep breathing, and allow them to relax a little bit so they actually go forward with their session. So hopefully these techniques resonating with you, because a lot of people I work with constantly stressed, constantly overwhelmed, constantly frustrated. And the consequences of that and not knowing how to effectively manage that has huge implications not only in your career, but also in your life as well. So if you've got any questions, comment below, feel free to reach out, and I'll talk to you guys soon.